Shit's about to get weird. Welcome back to the tea party. This one is definitely dipping into the realms of madness. If you don't already know, I just want to throw it out there. I'm a huge fan of Jenna Marbles, and I'm also a huge fan of Rachel Maxey, and I'm also a huge fan of my husband, who comes across some of the weirdest stuff on the internet. And I want to say it was Reddit, where he saw this thing that he got very interested in. This was a long time ago, and I told him at some point I may try to make what he was talking about, but let me tell you a bit about it. I'm going to link to the OP post in the description below, so feel free to check it out. But this guy, some random guy, had a dream about a food called the King's Hand, and it was an M&M cookie in the shape of a hand with Greek salad inside. So I am going to be attempting to make my own version of the King's Hand, but something maybe less of an abomination that I would actually be willing to eat. Let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes. Instead of going the M&M cookie route, because I have an allergy that makes chocolate nearly impossible, I'm going to be using pie crust. And inside, instead of doing Greek salad, I'm doing Caesar, because that's more appealing to me. Caesar salads are my favorite. The original creator of this abomination, they took a mold of their own hand out of a food-safe material, probably silicone, acrylic, something. They made a food-safe mold of their hand. They used that to make their cookie, decorated it a little extra with M&Ms, and went about their business. That's not the approach I'm intending to take. I may actually end up creating a mold out of tinfoil and then decorating the hand accordingly once I get the pie crust molded around it. I am not making pie crust from scratch. I am using store-bought pre-made pie crusts, and I'm going to decorate it accordingly, try to set it upright on a pan in the oven to allow it to bake, and then once I take it out, if I can't get my tinfoil mold out of the pie crust, then I will cut the hand probably this way to be able to have two essentially equal pieces to get the mold out, and then I will figure out a way to join them back together and put the salad inside. It's occurring to me how truly baffling this is. I'm gonna have to move you over to my kitchen. I'm not used to filming in there, so I have no idea what this is gonna look like yet. But let's go ahead and change locations. My partner just walked in and said I looked like Silent Bob. I'll take it. I washed my hands, so my hands are clean. And normally if I was making food for someone else, I would have my hair up and back, but this is for my partner and I, so we can cope. I'm going to start off by attempting to make a hand mold out of tinfoil. This is kind of stupid of me to go the right hand route because I am right-handed. I'm about to sneeze. Rock and roll McDonald's. We're handling it. This looks weird. It looks like a Grinch hand. Why does it look like this? So, is this what Dr. Frankenstein felt like? So this is what I'm working with here. and I have it standing up on its thing butt. This will hopefully yield the result of having an opening here at the bottom, and I will place the pie crust over the hand like this. But yeah, next step is getting the pie crust on and baking this abomination. My intrusive thoughts just like make me wanna, but I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna stick this back down in here and we're gonna let it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna set a timer for maybe 10 minutes because even though the box says let it come up to room temperature for 15 minutes, I want it to be a little bit colder than. So our timer is up. Ooh, this is much more floppy now. Shut up. I think what I'm gonna try to do is get this thing going. If I can get this kind of molded over the hand, all we can do. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me grab a knife. One side of the knife. I don't want to mess up my sill pat in any way. And then let's also, so can I kind of, looking good, right? Okay, so we've got some bald spots. Let's see if we can address those. It looks like a mummy's hand. I'm trying to cover the thumb now. Let's get it molded in with what's around it. Our thumb is a little chunky, but I don't hate it. I think what I'm gonna do is pop this in the refrigerator now and let it re-solidify and wait for my dinner. And then once I'm done with dinner, I'll come back, pull this out of the refrigerator and start trying to do some of the decoration that I was wanting to do. This looks cursed. Doesn't this look like a vein? So I'm going to carve in like some fingernails and maybe some other details. Let's go ahead and get started. Toothpicks. I do want to do some fingernails if I can. That is one crazy big pointer finger. Let's go ahead and at least preheat our oven. Let me see if I can do a little design here real quick while we wait for the oven to heat up. So I'm just going around on this bit here in place on the hand. I'll see you in about 10 to 12 minutes when I take it out of the oven. Oh my god, it looks like a mummy hand. It looks like the, oh no. Okay, so the crimping did not work. See how it's come off here? Wow, yeah, it looks like a mummy hand. It also, oh no, that completely came off. You know what, that might be for the best because it actually looks like it's raw under there. I'm gonna lay it down like this and stick it back in for a couple more minutes because that's raw. I'm gonna see what this is like trying to take it out of the mold, and I think I'll gauge then if I want to make a second one or not out of pie crust. I want this to get nice and cool before I try to do anything to it. So I'm gonna let it sit for a while. And once this is cooled down, I'll be back. Well, this is where we are. This was the wrist cuff. This is where we've landed. This won't stay on. It's too big. It expanded in the oven. But as you can see, we are mummified. I would say this is a fail. Let's see what happens when I try to remove the mold. This isn't gonna work. And I don't think you'd be able to do a clean line in half on this. Well, this is our mummy hand. This could be cool for Halloween. I'm sorry guys, this was a fail. What will happen now? Okay, I'm going to make another attempt with gingerbread, I think. I have all of the stuff to do it now, but I need to see if there's something I can do to kind of help change the flavor profile of the gingerbread without impacting its the qualities that make it good for construction. I also do want to make this taste decent. I want it to be edible, otherwise it's just a giant waste. Watch for my next video, which should be a part 2 or second attempt of making the king's hand. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in more silly content like this, or content about conscious consumerism, or just some fantasy geek millennial lady and her cat, go ahead and subscribe. I upload videos most Fridays, and I'll see all of you ethereal little dumplings again real soon. Bye!